And I think, yeah, this looks all right. Kind of. Should have done better with my lighting today anyway. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Yeah. So today is kind of, how's everybody doing? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Everybody can get in and get settled in for class. How are we all doing today? It's good to see everybody's faces. It's really, really good to see everybody's faces today. Uh, how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Yeah, okay. So let's all, get ready to come in for class. Tell your friends there's class. If anybody doesn't know there's class, just tell everybody to get ready. We'll start in about 5 minutes, right? Hope everybody's doing all right. Yeah, it's good to see you guys as well. Uh, man. So, like I said, hope everybody has had a good day. How's your Monday been? Welcome to, I think this is week 10. We're almost done. So, we're now rolling into the final section of everything just to make sure that everybody is ready and raring to go. Hope everybody is good. Hope everybody has had a good week. How was your weekend? That's always a good one. How's everybody's weekend been? Had a very quiet weekend. Very quiet. Yeah, glad to see everybody in again. So, before we dive into everything, because like I said, we start at 7:05. Uh, just making sure that everybody is right. Eli, have you finished your exams? That's a good question to start with. Have you finished your exams? It would be really strange if you haven't, because our exams like 3 weeks at this point. Because it's like you've been really having your exams for a while. So I'm hoping you're done with them by now. Just to make sure, like, I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's has had a good weekend. Did anybody? Yeah, I hope everybody has had a good weekend. Yeah, weekend full of babysitting. Well, that's a good way to, do. Are they your sisters or brothers' kids? Hope they are, yeah. Hope you looked after them very well. So, yeah, like I said, welcome to class, everybody. So for today's class, we're going to just go over what we did last week. It's a quick review of what we did over the past week, and then, oh, Morenike, why didn't you have a good week? Yeah, a good weekend. The weekend should be boring, to be honest. Some weekends should be boring. Till tomorrow, all right. Good luck. Wishing you all the best. So, like I was saying, this today we're just going to do a quick review of what everybody has done, just to make sure that we're all aligned. Like I said, me and Mrs. Sebastian have taken you guys through WordPress and Medium. Um, your assignments are finally complete. Yeah, it took me quite a while. There's a lot of you guys, but you guys should now, get a kite and get like your answers to your branding assignments. So you kind of have your niche already. Like I said in like I said in my previous class, having a niche is important because that's where you can always write. And because we're trying to get you guys up and running, building your portfolio, getting your Medium, getting your WordPress, just so that you guys are, as a writer, like I said, this is a content and copywriting class. You need to have where somebody can go online and say, okay, let me see your work. Let me see what you've been writing about. Let me see all the other stuff you're doing, right? So that's important. So all of last week, at least for my class, I know I took you guys through Medium and I took you guys through um, Medium and Google Docs. Yeah, I took you guys through Medium and Google Docs. So since we've covered that, this is kind of going to be a review session. I'm going to go through everything. Any questions you have, I'm here to answer, just to make sure that everybody kind of has a good idea of what they're doing. Then we can sort anything out and then we call it a day. So this class is going to kind of be really short. Not really short. This will be a short class so that, like I said, you guys are already moving into the final parts of your work. I did mention I want 5 articles from everybody. So whether that is on WordPress, whether that is on Medium, actually they should be on both sections. 3 for for your niche, whatever your branding assignment was on, how you built your brand around. That's your niche. 3. Then 2 topics that you are not familiar with, that is not your not your best work, but that you can really get a lot of research done to showcase that you're not just somebody that writes about the things you know, right? You also have to write about things you don't know. We'll cover LinkedIn. We'll cover LinkedIn and we'll cover Upwork towards the end of the like when we're almost done, just to make sure that everybody knows how to get a job, make sure that people see your work on LinkedIn, follow you guys. That's kind of important. But like I said, this is a review session. So we'll fix a deadline. We'll fix a deadline. I'm sure maybe towards the end of our last class, 2 or 3 weeks from now, we'll cover everything and we'll figure out how the deadline. But just so that everybody can start. No, I'm not going to be the one taking you guys on Upwork. Mr. Sebastian is going to take you guys on Upwork. I will join and tag along for the class, but I most likely will be the one taking you guys on Upwork. But I will be there as well to help you guys answer questions. So, how do you submit the articles? No, you just submit your links. We go through your articles on your websites, your Medium profiles, and we come and discuss, because then we can give you guys grades and all. We'll figure out a submission. Most likely, before you publish your articles, everybody will submit them the way they submitted their branding documents, everything. And then from there, we'll give everybody grades and then you guys can post all the articles you want, right? Can I publish my articles on LinkedIn? You can, but LinkedIn does not pay you for any articles you write. So that's why you can, write a very good caption and then make sure to get people to, you know, go through your blog sites, your Medium pages, just so that everybody can see what you're doing, right? So we've done a quick brief overview. Let's get the questions rolling. Let's talk about what we had found confusing from my class with Google Docs and Medium. Has everybody opened their Medium accounts? That's the first thing. That's actually the first question. Has everybody opened their Medium account? Let's start with Medium. Has everybody opened their Medium account? If you have not opened your Medium account, let's talk about why you haven't opened it. What was missing? Did you get confused? What is going on? No, no, no. Okay, so for those that are saying no, talk to me. Why haven't we opened? Why haven't we opened our Medium accounts? And as well, okay, if you've been down, sorry about that. Get well soon. But for those of us that are not here, those of us that have been, part of the class, and those of you that have had a Medium account for a long time, it's fine. But those of us that have not opened their Medium accounts, why have you not opened? Yeah, Medium is pretty easy. Medium is pretty easy to do. It's like opening a Facebook account. It's like opening an Instagram account. It's back. Try to reactivate it. We went through the process. For those of you that were in last week's class, we went through the process. Opened a Medium account. If you did not, if you haven't opened a Medium account and you need to know how, can watch the last video. I'll break it down. Maybe I'll do a quick run through. But could not open my laptop. Okay, as a writer, if you can open your laptop, that's kind of problematic. Like I said, Medium is like opening a social media account. Everybody has tried to make creating an account on anything a very simple process. To be honest, they made it a very simple process because they want as many people to open theirs as possible. You open WordPress, but you don't know how to go about it yet. I thought Mr. Seth took you guys on WordPress, showed you the ins and outs, showed you how to, you know, purchase a domain for those of you that are going to, pay for your domain accounts. God, WordPress is God level. No, WordPress is very simple. Like I said, everything is about, opening your account. Open medium.com and just, create an account. There's nothing really stressful about it. It is a very simple process. Like I said, it's like opening an Instagram account or opening a Facebook account. All of us here have opened an Instagram account, have opened a Facebook account. It's like opening a social media account. It's not really something difficult to do. Medium, same, there's a Medium app. Yeah, you can open your Medium app there. For those of us that have a Medium account already, that is very good. So if you're saying it's confusing, what was confusing about it? Must we write on the topic used for the assignment? Yeah, not necessarily, but that was why I gave you the assignment so that you can start, building your brand and figuring out some of the what you like. That was kind of why I told you guys to do the assignment so that you guys can know what you like, what you did. Yeah, for the newcomers, it would have been a little, but it shouldn't even be really too confusing. Like, so long as you went through the process, you open a Medium account. Opening a Medium account is not very difficult. Like I said, it's like opening a social media account like Facebook, Instagram. Let's have the questions. Questions. I'm here to go through your questions. Most likely, I'm going to show you guys um, how to create a Medium account again. But I'm also going through questions from Google Docs as well. Has That's another one. That's another good question. Has everybody created their Google Drive? Those of us that don't have a Google Drive, have we downloaded Google Drive? Have we started making use of Google Docs? At least Google Docs to start writing. You've missed quite a lot when you say you've missed class for a few weeks. You've missed quite a lot. But I will let everybody. I'll let everybody just kind of, like I said, there's been previous videos. If you've missed a few classes, you can go through previous videos. You couldn't understand the WordPress class. Is it the same one as? No. WordPress is different from Google Docs. WordPress is different from Medium. Is there any other way I can open Google Doc other than right click on the Google Drive? Because right click on my mouse, my laptop is full. Okay, that's so. How do you open the person having issues with their mouse? Like, how do you open apps in general? Because like, Google Drive doesn't really require a lot of right clicking, but maybe you buy a mouse. That's kind of something you're going to have to do. Just get a mouse. You can't let your tools hold you back as a writer. You must have all the necessary tools you need. How about developing our own websites? WordPress is a good way to develop a website. Did Sebastian show you guys how to create your own websites with WordPress? Yeah, you can submit this. I wouldn't want you submitting like really old articles that you've written before. You can submit articles that you have not. Um, you can submit articles that are recent. But don't come and start submitting articles you wrote like last month or 2 months ago. There's going to be a clear difference between what you've learned last month and what you've learned this month. Yeah. How do I move my Google Docs to Medium? In Medium, there's a section that just says, right. So all you do is copy, paste, and then make your edits along the way. I also showed you guys how to use Grammarly. The one he created requires a fee. Yes, it was intentional. There are a lot of content management systems that actually do require a fee to open. So we went with the simplest one, which was WordPress, because WordPress is a very simple one. But there are a lot of other ones. But it's important that you guys have the basics and understand which one are best to use to start. Like I said, you guys are starters. If we kind of load you with all the sites now, you might not really know which is best. To be honest, which is best for a writer is Medium and Grammarly. Medium and Grammarly. Medium and WordPress. Aside from those two, all the other ones, maybe Substack, but I'd suggest building yourself with WordPress and you know WordPress and WordPress and Medium. Sometimes it skips. How do I do keyword optimization? Well, I shown you guys SEO best practices. We did like a whole day covering SEO best practices, how to optimize, the best apps to use. I showed you guys content analytics, Google Analytics. I showed you guys phrase phrase. I showed you guys how to use phrase. I also showed you guys the normal best practices to use to make sure that your account is. I also showed you guys um, best practices to use so that you don't, when you're writing in the process, even if you're not using all the big analytical tools, you can just make use of the simple ones. I think please throw more light in keyword optimization and SEO. Okay, I'll put a pen in that. Let's just hear what everyone else is going through. But that's actually a good question. Did Mr. Sebastian show you guys how to use Yoast? Because Yoast is a plug. Did he show you guys how to attach plugins to your WordPress? Because if he's not doing that, didn't do that with you guys last week, he's cover that day. The last class, I taught you guys how to use Google Docs in the last class. So Google Docs is the place where you get your writing done. I would not suggest like you start writing on Medium or WordPress. Write on a Google Doc and then copy paste and put it in Medium. Let me see. Can I even find the presentation I had with SEO? I don't think I can. Is it even here? That's kind of one of those funny things. Because my system wiped, so I won't even be able to find them here. I'll most likely have to go to. How do we create a portfolio? That's a simple one. Once you start posting articles on WordPress and once you start posting articles on WordPress and Medium, you're already building a portfolio. Because as a writer, your portfolio is just where can somebody see my work, right? It's more about where someone can see my work. So you can post a link on WordPress and be like, okay, this is my WordPress account. You can post a link and say, this is my Medium account. And people will go through your Medium and WordPress accounts to know that this is what you've been writing, right? Um, you will write on Google Docs, then copy paste on Medium. A few views. How do you recover it back? I don't think you can recover what was deleted. You might have to just. That's why you work with Google Docs, because if you mistakenly deleted on Medium, I have never personally deleted any content on Medium, so it's kind of didn't get it. Nobody on the group has been able to help, so that means to a large extent many of us haven't gotten it. Well, you have to sometimes, powerful woman, you have to speak for yourself. Don't speak for everybody. No, it will most likely be what you've posted on Google Docs. Most likely, what you do is download the articles and submit them the way you guys submitted your um, branding assignments. Does a missing tab on Chrome count as click-through rates when opened again? I don't get this question on missing tab. Minimizing a tab on Chrome count as click-through? No, it doesn't. Really doesn't. Meaning when you write on Google Docs, it automatically corrects all errors. No. That's why I showed you guys how Grammarly looks, and I showed you guys how um, Quillbot looks. When you are using AI on your writing, it is very easy to go through that process. What is the word length for it? Each article? At least 1,200 words for each article. At least. At least 1,200. You can go over, you can go under, but it shouldn't be like 700 words or 800 words. 1,200 words on each article. That's why you guys have all the time, and we've kind of already started telling you to write it. Please, I don't know how to attach Grammarly extension to Google Docs. Okay, that's a good question. I've pinned that because I want to make sure that is everybody else having the same issue. I think we'll maybe just go through Google Docs one more time, look through it, make sure everyone gets it. Word of 1,200 words. Of course, if you write 1,000 words, you're a bit off 1,200. It's not bad. It's not bad. Or at least try to get as close as possible to 1,200, just so that you can go through long form content writing. So if you feel like you can have different articles on Medium and different articles on WordPress, but it's also fine to have the same articles on WordPress and Medium, it kind of doesn't really remove from it. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, so let me quickly show you guys how to attach Grammarly again. For those of us that did not know, maybe you weren't following, the same articles you're writing on Google Docs is the same one you paste on Medium. Yes, that is it. Exactly. You didn't get the information on the Medium assignment. Kindly mistake. 5 articles you're going to post on Medium and on WordPress. That's why we've shown you guys how to use Medium on WordPress. But we want to make sure that everybody, you know, has good articles. So you have to submit them first, and then we'll go through them and make sure that everything is good. We'll give a deadline. Most likely, Mr. Sebastian will be the one to give a deadline because me and him are going to have to discuss that and figure out when is the best deadline. We've done last week after Monday. You've already written 5 articles. That's impressive, though. I won't lie. If you've already written 5 articles, it can be 5 each. It can be 5 on Medium. It can be 5 on WordPress. All right. So while you guys are trying to add more questions, somebody didn't quite get Grammarly how to add the extension. So I'll just show you guys how to quickly do that. And we'll come back and answer a few more questions. I'm sure more questions will come from showing you guys how to add Grammarly. So let me share my screen. Just screen share. Okay, so let us quickly just move through. Go to Google Drive. Where's Google Drive? This is my Google Drive. Yeah. Okay, so let's go through an article I wrote, a script. Let's go through a script I wrote like last week, 2 weeks ago. No, this was a script I wrote last week, very recent. So you guys can see what I wrote last week for a script. And script writing is not quite difficult. That one is a whole, that's like not even like a class, that's like a whole course on its own that you have to do. But as a writer, especially when you're writing on YouTube, you kind of will you figure out the process. It always whoever you're writing for, they always have like peculiarities about what they want from you. So this is an article that I wrote like just last week, last over the weekend actually. So there's no real need to go through all of the details on it. It's not. It might be a bit complicated for those of you that are reading, but so just going through the script, you can see some of the normal factors we talk about, like title, As you can see, this is the title. I told you guys about heading 2. There weren't much use for other headings, just different people I was writing about. So let me just show you guys again how to add Grammarly. I remember telling you guys like this easiest way to add Grammarly is really just to, let me check. Is everybody seeing my screen? Can everybody see my screen? Can everybody see my screen? That's a good question. Let me stop sharing. Was everybody able to see my screen? All right. So let me go back, share my screen again. I'll show you guys how to add Grammarly. Then we'll kind of go through the script because it's kind of some of this work you guys will be going through as well as writers. So I'll show you the script just to make sure that everybody kind of gets an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so I guess everybody can see my screen. Let's go through Grammarly and then we can talk about the other ones. So remember I told you if you want to add Grammarly, just Google Grammarly Chrome extension. Once you search for it, it will pop up. Don't go through Grammarly's website, just go through their the Chrome website. If you're using a Mac, if you don't have Chrome, I'm sure Firefox or Safari uses extensions, but I use Chrome, so it might be a little, it'll be the same process really. So just go to the Chrome website. Oh, no. Why is it telling me Russia? That's a little strange. This product is not available. What just happened here? Isn't that strange? Let me refresh and make sure that whatever is happening is not happening twice. Let's see what Grammarly site is saying. I know Grammarly site always takes a bit of time. Yeah, add to Chrome. Opens on the Chrome web store. Okay, so something is going on Chrome because the Chrome website is not supposed to be going off like this. Let me search Grammarly. Chrome. Okay, clearly something is going on the Chrome web store. So instead of Grammarly, let's use Quillbot. It's still the same process, but because Grammarly is kind of tripping itself up, it would be a lot easier to just use Quillbot. So, like I said, whenever you want to download an extension, the easiest thing to do for yourself is just go to Quillbot Chrome extension, search for it, and then go to the Chrome web store. Don't go to their own website, just go to the Chrome web store. Once you go to the Chrome web store, because I have already added Grammarly to my own Chrome, there really isn't a use. But because we're going through the process with everybody, I'll just remove Chrome from my open up another pop-up, no real need. I've removed Chrome and I can just add it back. Add extension. A good reason why I say just download directly from the Chrome site is because when you download from the Chrome store, you're not using a third party's app. Everything just downloads directly into your browser and interface. So it just goes directly into your Chrome. And as we can see, it should almost be done downloading. I think it's just a few megabytes remaining. Okay, so Grammarly has been added to my Chrome. You don't need to go through all of this. So then you can open your Chrome here. This is the extension section. Once you click here, you can open your extensions, go to manage extensions, and then just look for Grammarly. That's the beauty of installing on Chrome. Once you install on Chrome from the Chrome extension, it's already working on your system. So you don't have to do anything else. All you have to do is now come to the article you're writing and just open it here. It's already on, but you kind of have to log in or sign up because it doesn't know whose account it is. Just sign in. For apps like Grammarly and Quillbot, I don't usually do anything else. I just sign in with my Google account. That's kind of how it has been. I just go direct to my Google accounts. So as we have Quillbot added, let me refresh my page so that Quillbot will engage. So like I said, I have a lot of things running in the background. I have a lot of apps running in the background. I have Grammarly, I have Linguist, but Linguist is a premium feature, so I don't really need to show you guys like premium features because it kind of distorts like what you're using. So this is Quillbot up here. So like normal, because I've gone through this article already, half of everything that is there has already been checked. So you won't have as a lot of like red showing up. You only have like a little bit of red showing up, but that's generally just because it's going through your process. Like I said, so I'll show you guys how to add extensions again. I want to kind of close the stop sharing and then answer some more questions. So that's kind of what I'm going to do now. Okay. Questions. Do you have to download the WordPress app? You can download the WordPress app on your phone. It just makes it easier to navigate from the Play Store, your App Store, whatever phone you're using. I personally use the Play Store because I use an iPhone, but it's the same thing. Once you search for WordPress, you can download it from there. But I like everyone to make use of a laptop because that's where I'm showing you how to do things. It's like if you're in a data analysis class now, you can't be asking for how to use Power BI on the phone. You want to use it on your laptop because that's the interface we're showing you how to use. If you want to use it on your phone, you can, but that's kind of just like going to have to explore on your own, right? So, any questions? Yes, I notice it's easier for me to add Grammarly using Chrome extension than the one. Yes, it is a lot easier. It's a lot easier. So, have I lost anybody? Let's get questions. Questions. I will even take you guys through the script writing process, but because, well, I can't show you guys how to write the script on YouTube. I can show you guys how to write a script for YouTube, but script writing kind of is just like normal writing because there's not a lot of dialogue that is going on. So this is kind of like a pitch for you guys. Because you're not writing dialogue, a lot of it is just going to be somebody talking. There's just going to be a monologue. There'll be points for a breaking and all of that, but most of the time what you're writing is especially for YouTube, it really depends on who you're writing for. Okay, I'm confused about the extension, but I have the Grammarly app already, and it has been helpful these few days. Yeah, you can use the app. If you have the Grammarly app and it's working, it will appear kind of everywhere on your phone, on your laptop. The reason why I don't kind of use my writing on Google Docs, I have not written on Microsoft Word for like 2 years. I have not written on Microsoft Word for 2 years. I don't see the need, and I don't like storing documents on my laptop. I think if you're able to store documents on the cloud, so long as you have internet access, you are really fine, right? Which of the apps someone can start writing articles? just stalled by the readers before they can read it without being stalled by the reader. I don't understand these DF collections, and your name doesn't really look familiar. So I question if you've been coming through all of our classes because we've talked about WordPress and Medium. I've been trying to set up my Medium and WordPress accounts, but I'm having issues of billing. If you're having issues of billing, then you are might be, at least for Medium. Medium doesn't require billing. Medium is free, right? It is a free site. You don't have to do anything there. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. I've talked about all the other methods that you can use to pay, but at this point, Medium is just free, right? WordPress is also free. I showed you guys how to use the free version of WordPress. I guess I'm just going to show you guys my WordPress account again, just so that everybody has like a kind of an idea of it. But that's a free WordPress account. I have a paid WordPress account, but it also depends on what you're using. The free one is best because, like I said, I don't know whose pocket is where, but it's a lot easier to start with free ones because in general everybody will be able to use it than using a paid tool or a paid process that some people might not be able to use, and then we exclude the number of people in that class. So we want as many people to follow along as possible. Yeah, Ola Depo, let me hear your question. Since you're asking if I have answered the question, yeah, everywhere. It's everywhere. Grammarly will be everywhere, not just on Chrome. It will be on WordPress. It will be on your Microsoft Word. It will be on your emails. Everywhere. Is script writing like writing a documentary? So I wrote a documentary. Okay, so script writing. Script writing is a very skilled process. Like to go through script writing, like, you can't learn script writing in one day. You kind of first have to build yourself as a writer in general. Then you can start breaking into script writing and then start talking about dialogue. That's kind of for movie writing. But half of the articles you write normally can already fly on YouTube. The thing is, you just have to, go through some of the nitty gritty of it. My problem are SEO and keyword. I know the examples you gave, but I don't know how to go about it. Okay. I I can't find. I might try to find the article I wrote, the section I wrote on SEO best practices, just to make sure that you guys can do it. Then we can go through it quickly. Yeah. Does everybody have issues with? How can I fix a capture problem on LinkedIn? That might be an issue with your network. You might have to send a message to LinkedIn by email to their contact section. Does everybody have issues with SEO, documentation, and citation? Citations are for when you're writing articles that are required to be factual. I have some documents that I want to save in cloud to free up my phone memory. How do I go about doing that? Um, just save them on your Google Drive, upload to Google Drive. It's a very easy way to do, but because you're using a phone, that might kind of be a process like to start bringing my phone and showing you guys. That doesn't really make sense. But uploading to Google Drive would be an easy way to do it, and then you can move from there. The script writing is the one that actors use when acting. I have not written a movie, so it would be a bit off-putting to still kind of, explain um, script writing for movies when like that experience isn't really there. But the script I'm writing for YouTube shows and all of that isn't is more like listicles. I think I told you guys about listicles. Listicles are like top 5 things, top 10 things. You just quickly write about it. So we'll go over that script. But I do want to find the SEO thing because it will just be helpful to give you guys a quick refresher on SEO. But that's why they saved videos, right? you can always go back and see um, stuff on SEO, right? Put your question back. Now I need to go and find where that article is. So I'm going to now have to like search through some of my stored content and just find where it is. Um, so I might not be answering questions immediately because I'm trying to find where the article is. Take quite a bit of time to find it because I can't even remember which one was which, to be honest. It has been quite a while. So you guys will have to observe some patience. Maybe we'll go on a quick break. When we come back from our quick break, we'll just go over um at 8 anyway. We'll go on a break, then we can check out some of the other parts about it. Because I know I took you guys on SEO optimization for blog posts. So that would kind of just be a simple way to go about it. Okay, I know you guys are most likely seeing, just looking at what is he doing. Anyway, like I said, I'm trying to find the article because it would be a good way for us to start with. Okay, let me see. Day two. Aha. So this should be it. Should be the presentation. Day two. With this day one. Okay. And then let's kind of find. Okay. Yeah. So I found it. So I'm just going to download it and then we'll just go over it quickly. Okay. Um yeah, SEO is week 6. So like I said, that's what we'll quickly go through and go through the processes there. And then from there we can quickly call it a day. Okay. I usually don't have everything up here. It's always so I'll upload the presentation, give you guys like go over it. The assignment hasn't been passed yet. We are going to work out all of the kinks on that. We have a lot of serious students. Office 365 has a lot of flexibility just like Google does. Yes, it does. But installing Office 365 is a process. And it doesn't offer immediate cloud storage. Do you get? It doesn't offer immediate cloud storage. That's kind of the thing that you get with Office 365. While and it's like another app when you're using Chrome, it's just opening tabs you can use on your browsers. A very easy process. All right, so let me go through the slides with you guys. How do I present these slides now? Yeah, so I want to show you guys the slides. Yeah, okay. So we've gone through all of this. What essentially we're doing is we'll just move to the SEO parts. Like I said, it's just for yes. So how does SEO work? You publish on a website an article, Search engine spiders crawl your site and understand what the page is about. Your site is indexed under relevant categories and search terms. Next time when users search, it might when users search, when users searches and it matches the topic of your content, your website will rank on the SERP, and that's just search engine ranking position. Okay, so what is blog SEO and why is it important? Blog SEO, or search engine optimization for blogs, is the practice of optimizing a blog's content and structure to improve its visibility and ranking, its visibility and ranking on search engine result pages. That's search engine results pages, SERPs. Now, the goal of blog SEO is to make your blog more attractive to search engines plus the people who use them, ultimately leading to increased organic traffic, right? So, to understand the value of your blog posts, in general, they seek out the most relevant, informative, and or in-depth content on a given topic, whether the content lives on your blog or any other type of website. So, what are the main benefits of search engine optimization? You get website authority, increased visibility, it boosts sites traffic, generates more leads, and so here are some of the tips, some of the best SEO tips you can't get anywhere else. The question is, how do we catch the spider? I really don't know how you catch the spider. Maybe with a glass cup or something. Okay, so let me break down SEO for you guys, right? SEO comes in two portions. There is what I do before I use a tool and what I do with a tool. So, um, everything you do before you make use of a tool is very important because it makes your work easier and it allows you figure out how best, and it makes the work smooth. That's the best way I can put it. It makes your work smooth because when you're going through search, when you're writing an article, you don't just want to write a scattered piece and then now start doing a lot of fixing with whatever SEO tool you're using. So I'm sure in Mr. Sebastian's next class, he will take you guys through using Yoast. It's a plugin that you can use, but it's also a paid plugin. A lot of the SEO tools are paid tools because SEO is still a very big market. But there's a lot of things you can do before making use of a tool, like finding the right topics. So, unfortunate news. Many avid readers with established blog sites, many avid writers with established blog sites have already covered the topics about your industry. So, how can you make sure your blog posts stand out in search engines? Research and intent. I also recommend getting familiar with semantic SEO. So, we'll talk about semantic SEO. Here it is. So, semantic SEO is the idea of creating content for a topic instead of a keyword. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff you do before you write, and then there's a lot of stuff that you can also do after you write. But the most important stuff is always the stuff you do before you write, because, like I said, a lot of the SEO tools you make use of are paid tools, right? And what have I said about paid tools? Paid tools, they're premium tools, but for beginners, they kind of they make the job easier, but they distort what you can do because it's not everybody that's going to have access to paid tools. So it's always easier and best to use a free tool. So, like I said, semantic SEO is more about creating content for a topic and not a keyword. So it means you should consider the search intent and provide the user with all the information he's looking for by creating quality and in-depth content. That's semantic SEO, not keyword SEO now. It's topic centric SEO. So the first thing you need to do is identify the target audience of your blog. So going through some of you guys' branding work is good to. This is why assignments are useful. It allowed me get like an idea of what most of you guys were doing, most of what you guys were talking about. Like I said, going through you guys' branding assignment, a lot of you had like target audience. You already knew who your target audience were. You gave a good idea about them, what they do, who they are. Knowing your target audience is very important. Now, when starting a blog, focus your blog on a few topics. Create posts that address your target audience needs, pain points, and questions. This tailored experience will improve the search engine views, improve how the search engine views and your site as an authority on these topics, and simultaneously offer value to your readers. For example, Wix has separate blogs in fitness, e-commerce, restaurants, WordPress. There's a lot of people that use WordPress and they write about different topics, but focus on the topic. You focus on the topic, right? So do your own thorough keyword research. So keyword research is kind of where everybody thinks SEO is, right? It's just in keywords and they miss it. That's why it's not everybody's article. That's why they say not all articles are the same, you know. People just think it's keywords, and I'll show you guys a tool. Like I said, I showed you guys phrase, I showed you guys how to use phrase again, but it's kind of like basing off of principles when we're using phrase because it's a very expensive premium tool. So getting to use phrase might not be what a lot of you use. Google Analytics is there, we talk about that, but a lot of the same principles are applied to a lot of different keyword research tools. So, your first goal is to target niche keywords in your expertise to find the best topics to write about. Just a reminder, keywords are short phrases that a person enters into a search engine. By inserting these keywords into your content, you will increase your chances of appearing in the results of a specific query. Ideally, you choose the most popular terms to get more eyes on your post. However, these broad popular terms are extremely competitive and usually show a range of results. So, this is why I say it's important to do everything else first before talking about keywords, because it's if you're going off this example of using popular terms, a lot of people write about popular topics. So if you're doing keywords with popular things, it's very competitive and it might be hard for you to actually, beat some of the more established sites if you don't have a lot of premium tools behind you, right? For example, think if someone typed in cake on the search engine, their intent is not clear, and the results will reflect this ambiguity. In this case, you'd compete with strong pages like Wikipedia, very well established recipe blogs, and the 2014 movie Cake, right? When it comes to the keyword section, more is always better, as these tend to be more precise and much less competitive. E.g., here is an example of talking about cake, but with more keywords in your headings or even in your title. Gluten free orange pound cake recipe. So, one thing you learn is that long tail keywords are actually a very good way to search and create your content. Talked about long tail keywords. They allow you to target a specific intent that directly answers your user's query, right? So, going through long tail long tail keywords that have more than just cake or how to ride a bicycle. How to ride a bicycle is quite even long tail because there's more to it. But you want to make sure that you're drilling down into specificity. A niche can only be a niche if you are drilling into specificity, right? I hope everybody is following. because I noticed that when most of you are not posting comments, if you guys aren't joking in the comment section, that means you're following. Even when you're joking in the comment section, it still means you're following, right? Okay, so find those specific intent keywords that have a solid amount of search volume. Over that volume, ranking becomes more competitive. To find the right keywords, list out the broad topics, also known as seed topics, you'd like to write about, then break them down into more specialized subjects. For a food blogger, the seed topics can be cakes, soups, salads. The more specialized topics can be, for example, winter mushroom soup, carrot and ginger soup, carrot cakes, right? Now use these helpful and free SEO tools to find great keywords for articles and topics to search in their volume. So we talked about these ones: Semush, Ahrefs, answer the public, keywords everywhere. Let's take let's take a look at what Semush looks like. Like I said, some of them I haven't used because I kind of already have the tool that I use. So let me search Semush and see what's, because I know a lot of them are not free. They say free, but a lot of them are not free. A lot of them make use of um, paid tools, right? Actually, I don't think any of them are free. All of them have like freemium models, so they'll give you free for 1 month, and then you now need to use like paid for a month. You now have to start paying for them. Even the Semo share is not free. That much I know. So we'll take a look at how SEMrush works. We'll take a look at how SEMrush works, and then we'll kind of see the process around it. But I kind of want to actually just log in first. So we can keep diving in. What of Google Keyword Planner? Google Keyword Planner is also a good tool. But instead of Google Keyword Planner, I would say use Trello, because I know that you guys have been taught on Trello, and Trello is free. See how I'm diverting between several of them, right? Okay, actually, let's go on a quick break. Let's go on a quick break so that everybody can, sign attendance. We'll come back in 5 minutes. We'll look at Semush, and then we'll really do call it a day once we finish with the SEO tools. All right, let's go on a quick break, and then we'll come back so that everybody else can, sign attendance. It's always important to sign attendance just to make sure that you guys are in class, really. Okay, we we are back. You know what? Let's just use audio for a while first. Let's quickly go through. Uh-huh. Okay, let's kind of go through one of the SEO tools that I use so that we can quickly move on. So let me share my screen and show you guys the tool I use again. Okay, let me show you guys. So, like I said, the tool I use is Phrase because that's my own tool of choice. Like I said, it's a premium tool. Most of the tools they are not free. They will always tell you use a trial, 7 days for pro. They usually have a trial. So even Phrase has a trial process. You can use it for like three, like a 7 day trial, and then you can use it full after your 7 day trial. You now have to pay, and if you keep your card, if you forget money inside the card, it go be. And as God we have it, I think network is slow because even the site has not come up. Let's keep talking while we're doing that. Then when it comes up, we'll move on. Okay, yeah. So a common mistake bloggers make when optimizing their content is writing content that does not address the intent in the eyes of Google. You may have found a keyword that you think perfectly aligns with your article. However, if the article does not address what Google believes the searcher looks for, then your article will not rank, right? For example, if you address the keyword newspaper templates with a blog post, but the search result focuses on product pages, then your post will probably not appear on the first page. To avoid this, look at the live search engine rankings of the keyword and confirm the intent before writing. Look at what the person is talking about. What are they intending to go for? Then from there, everything comes into alignment. Conduct competitive research. The best way to source out competition is to just Google it. Your second research task is to figure out how to improve your content beyond what already ranks. The folks at Moz call this idea the 10x content, which means creating content that is 10 times better than what ranks on the first results page, which is kind of hard, to do, but it's something you have to do to make sure that you can get the people on board, right? So, first, search for your content's chosen keywords and look at your top 5 in the top 10 competitors to understand the kind of content people want when searching for that term. Also, notice the average length of your blog posts and aim to stay in that range. You can draw inspiration from these posts to make sure you write the most in-depth article possible. All right, so let me share my screen so that you guys can see what it looks like to use some of these tools. A lot of them make use of the same processes. Let's use entire screen so everybody can see. Okay, so this is what phrase looks like in general. Um, let's look at is the MetaQuest 3 worth it? So this is the templates, and then this is the contents. So what tools like Phrase, SEMrush, and all the other tools that are out there do when they are researching keywords. It's kind of what I've been explaining. So they will show you the best performing content within that region. They'll show you what works. This topic here is the MetaQuest 3 worth it. Is a very broad topic. So there'll be a lot of people on it. You get a lot of hit points on it. So let's go to the optimization section and then just see where it compares, right? So you can look at your competitors. And within the competitors, this article will rank in the top five easily. One, two, three, 4, 5. And if we do a search, right, is the MetaQuest 3 worth it? And I just go through a search, right? Let's go back to phrase. Now look at the top three: znet.com, TB's, Wired, and look at what comes up. After Reddit, you have Wired, Radio Times, CZNet, here, TechRadar, Read Writes. See, sorted friends, right? So there's always that list that will come out. So this is where everybody kind of ranks. And you'll notice that there are some people that didn't actually show up here, but they already showed up, like TechRadar. TechRadar is a very popular website. And this was posted 8 days ago. Some of them were posted in early February. Some of them were posted in November. So you can see how the ranking kind of works. There are places that, like somewhere like Reddit now, Reddit does not really have a ranking, right? Because of the way Reddit is designed, that it just answers questions immediately and has discussions. It won't have a ranking. So most of the time when people are going to search, if they are going on to Reddit, they want to look at discussions and want to look at immediate answers. But you can also just go back to, and most people will want to check out content. So see Wired here. So like I said, Wired was in the top three. As ZNet, you see how funny all of these things are? So ZNet was 100%, it was the top. But strangely, ZNet is way down here. And it is even more. But a lot of them, what happens is the way articles will be ranked is that they will still give credence to websites that are very big. So the biggest websites already will have a monopoly over their content. So even though Wired is not number one and is still behind ZNet, you can even see the ranking here. Number two, you can see the word count rate there. You can see the word count rate. This is number 6. So from there, you can kind of figure out where each content is aligned. And then because Wired is a very big, popular news and article site, they will already outrank the others. And it's just after Reddit. And Reddit is number one, right? So I'm showing you guys the process. You can check the heat map, and the heat map shows this is kind of why SEO is so very, very strange, right? You can see the heat map of the keywords that are being used and the frequency that they are being used on. So this is what we call a heat map, right? How many times do content float around some specific words? See RGB camera, depth sensor, horizon world, mixed reality experience, facial interface, Mark Zuckerberg. You can see some of the bigger sites don't cover Mark Zuckerberg, but only one does, and that's ZNet. So you can use the heat map to kind of figure out where your words and which words are being used the most, right? So all of these now combine and play into how your research is done. So let's close our heat map and let's look at. So there's a lot of tools here. You can use links, which backlinks are being used. Meta putting links for Meta's own website. That's important. But some of these backlinks, right? So what will happen? These external links is what will happen is that I don't put links when I'm writing here. I put the links on the Google Docs account, and then when I make my submission, the links will be there, and then that just kinds of. So everything I do is like kind of half and half with it. You can see external links, you can see internal links, but you need to integrate Google Search Console to figure out which internal links are being used. Yeah, so this is it. Look at the average word count is 1.5 words, 1.5k words. Your headers are on average they are 4 headers. I used 18. Then for links are images. Like I said, because this is not live on a website, eventually there will be images that will be put up on websites for other people to search through, right? You can go through headings. These are all the headings that are here. You can check out questions. Which questions do they answer? You can check the stats. How do they compare? So I've kind of given you guys like the idea of what SEO looks like. This is why I did not want to show tools. See, now everybody's kind of like, I'm lost, because it is a very uh, intense process. You don't finish using phrase in one day. You don't understand like phrase and all of these SEO tools in one day. They take a process. You kind of have to watch other videos and you know get from other sources. So what I'll ask is, where did I lose you, so that I can go back and answer. But first, where did you lose? Very intense. Yeah, it's very intense. It's a process, but it's very understandable. The name of the tool is Phrase. So Phrase is a holistic all-in-one tool, but it's a paid tool as well. Again, I'm showing you guys like it. Look behind the curtain. It's still a paid tool. That's why I've been stressing on doing work that is outside of paid tools. Paid tools are important, but you are going to have to kind of start with the other processes outside of using paid tools. Because, like I said, you're starting. Okay, so I'll show you guys the most important section, right? I'll show you guys the most important section on phrase, and you see the thing I'm saying now, start from beginning. Like to start from beginning now is like dragging us all the way back, but we'll do that. Yeah, the heat map is under phrase and it's with an F, and it's heat, not heat. Did I say heat? I must have been saying heat instead of heat. But heat map actually sounds better because it's like, where am I getting my heat from? So let me share my screen again so that everybody can see what we're doing with phrase again. Phrase is kind of a complicated tool, but it is still one of the more useful tools for you, right? So again, like I said, sometimes don't pay attention to the lingo. If you start again, I'll fall asleep. See it. I'll just show you guys the most important section. SEO is not something that you learn in one day, and it takes practice. You have to play around with the softwares. That's why I didn't want to show you people software, but it's like somebody is asking me how do I use SEO, and I've been talking about the pre-tool usage. Let's not even talk about tools at this point. Let's talk about the one you can do before using tools, right? Let me just quickly show you guys what I was talking about with the tools section. Okay, so let me quickly show everybody what I'm talking about. Just 2 minutes. From there, we'll go back to the section before your writing. All right, so let me share my screen again. I'll just show you the most important section. What is the most important section? It is here. This section here. When you open tools like phrase, all these different tools, what you want to check is the keyword section. And the keyword section here is on the optimization part. And then you can see the keywords that are referenced. Again, because except you're writing about a topic that nobody has ever written about, which is very hard, because in the beginning of my class, I told you, most likely everybody has written about what you're writing about. This is why SEO is important. So look at the things that are there. You go through all of these words, right? They are all going to have to find a way to be in this your article. And you can highlight where they are and where they came from and where they were mentioned, right? So let me show you guys something. So what I've done is now highlighted which words are already in this article. You can see virtual reality headsets, world of VR. So I wrote it 3 times, world. My competitors wrote 4 times. You can see model. I wrote 5, competitors wrote 2. Resolution, pixels per eye. All of these things, they appear, and I didn't even use all of these, but I'm ranking on 64. On an average, I'm already beating the average score, 40, right? So depending on what you're using and how you're using it, this is the most important section, the words, keywords. When you can see the keywords, you can begin to write. But most of you now don't have access to keywords because you don't have access to the paid tools, right? So let's leave paid tools for the people that are paying. And for those of you that could not see the screen, I don't know. I even just stopped sharing my screen now, so I don't know which one was there. Let me share my screen again. This is the problem I have with sharing screen. Once it's not showing on both sides, it's problematic. And I don't want us to sleep here. Let's go again. Open, put to my I hope everybody can see my screen. Open it here, and then, like I said, optimization is the key words. The keywords are your section here. So for different articles, you have different keywords that appear. But if you remember what I was saying, I am saying that the keywords you input onto your article, you can't have everything appear on your article because that would be madness. If you have everything appearing, how do you fit some words in? So this is where the talent of a writer comes in. It's not every word you're going to use, and it's not how every word won't be able to fit in exactly because how do you fit in some words that they'll just link? So it's not like you're just going to come and write, like paste all of these words onto one side. They won't rank. Google will easily know that what you're doing is just front loading. And what does front loading mean? Front loading is simply just putting all the words in one place to make it look like it's the content. But once Google is reading through it and it doesn't make any sense, there's no point, right? But the most important part is the keywords. When you're able to see the keywords that other competitors are using, you can now find a way to filter them into your work. That's all. Let me stop sharing my screen because I've been telling you people, leave tools one side. These are paid tools. I'm using phrase. Phrase is a paid tool. If everybody can't pay for the tool, there is no point using it. So let's quickly brush through all of the on tools that you don't need, right? Let's talk about listicles, some of the SEO friendly formats. You have listicles, tutorials, in-depth how-to guides, infographics, expert roundup posts, case studies, beginner guides. Those are the SEO friendly tools. I've shown you guys how to post with a title, make use of paragraphs, make use of headings. I've shown you guys meta description, all of those tools, right? I've shown you how to add links with Control K. Right? These things are more useful to SEO than this thing you are using. I would say it again. There's no point using tools if your content itself doesn't make sense, right? So talk about things like structuring your content. This one may seem pretty obvious, but imagine in a world in which articles don't have any paragraphs, subheadings, or titles, or text appears in a stream of consciousness type form, right? A blog post without any structure is not a pretty sight to behold, and search engines agree. So do users. If you want to improve your dwell time, focus on content structure. And how did we talk about content structure? We talked about headings, heading 1 to heading 2, heading 3, titles. We've talked about these things. This is SEO. Don't let anybody fool you the way I've slightly fooled all of you, right? I've shown you tools and I've shown you all of these things. But if you don't follow up with the basics, you're losing it. That's the truth. You're losing it. So these are the basics we've talked about. Incorporating rich media. That's with things like pictures, sections from videos. I talked about if you're a blogger or a vlogger and you have a blog, you can input sections of your blog onto your blog. Those kinds of things, right? It's in inputting audio from a podcast. Those things meet adding alt text. I remember telling you guys to add alt text to images because they will allow those that are visually impaired to still hear what the image is, right? Linking internally or linking externally. I taught you guys about linking internally. That's linking internally is you link one of your previous articles in your link, linking one of your previous articles to a new one. So if you're writing a new article or you've posted a new article, you want to link internally by linking previous articles that reference what you're talking about. Like if I wrote about how to bake a cake in one article, and we're talking about if I wrote about how to bake a lemon cake now, and we're just talking about baking in general, I can internally link the previous topic I talked about, how to bake a lemon cake, into the new article I'm talking about, which is just talking about baking in general. That's how you internally link. Then you can also externally link by taking external links from other people's websites and linking in your own. It helps build your authority because it shows Google that, oh, I'm looking at the outside, right? Posting frequently. We've gone through all of this, right? So at this point, we've reached we've reached our end point. I'll take a few more questions and then I'll call it a night. Somehow I say these classes are going to be quite short, and then before you know it, you've already hit like an hour and a half. So I'll take any more questions you guys have. I hope I've been able to. I'm not sharing my screen now. I'm just talking about normal discussion we're having. Somebody say finally, you have tired. Me too, I've tired. All of us we've tired. But remember what I said. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody tell you that SEO is all about looking at keywords. I've told you, if there's no structure to it, you will be in trouble. If you don't have headings, if you don't have paragraphs, if you don't link internally, if you don't link externally, if you don't add images, it's just wahala, right? So everybody that has enjoyed today's class, if we don't have any questions, we can all call it a night. Me sef, I'm tired. All of us were tired. Ah, say finally indeed. This is what this is how the ends of our classes are going to be. Is now we're talking about the nitty-gritty. We are doing most of the work here. And I'm showing you all of it. Now I'm not just going through slides and teaching you all of those things. You know? And if we're talking about writing a script for YouTube, when you know how to write first, leave script writing first. Know how to write an article. Because when somebody wants you to write a script for them on YouTube, except they are talking about dialogue, which is essentially like the biggest part of any movie you're watching, there's dialogue, conversation between people. You must first know how to structure your content, right? So if you're talking about writing a script on YouTube now, just know how to write in general. Because every YouTuber that I've worked for, they all have their own peculiarities about them. I want my article like this. I want my article like this. Some of them will say, I want my script like an article. I want it to be conversation. I want it to be this and this. So in general, what is most important is just knowing how to write first, right? So I don't think you guys have a lot of questions for me today. In general, it even looks like everybody's like we don't tire. So I think let's call it a night. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys have been incredible again. Okay, so I'll just answer this question that popped up. Then we call it a day. How do we link internally? Linking internally is just copying the link of a previous article and then adding the link into your content, right? This is practical. Yes, this is the practical session. All right. Good night, everybody. We've had a blast. I don't try. Me self, I don't tire. Right? Thank you so much. Rest up. We'll be back on Thursday. You guys and Mr. Sebastian will drag it out with WordPress again. I'll show you guys the ones that I want to show you. I beg. Good night. Bye bye.